everyone, and welcome to Live in the Solution. These are your readings for February the 26th through March the 4th. And first of all, I want to give a little astrological report on what's going on, because there's a lot going on this week. And I will put in the show more section below the timeline that you can skip the astrological report if you are checking out your sun, moon and rising, because these are for your sun, moon and rising also. Thank you guys for all the wonderful comments, for liking my videos, for sharing them, and for subscribing. And please, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I have also created a Patreon page, and if you would like to show a little love, you know, please patronize me on Patreon. People say, don't patronize me. Please patronize me. The link to Patreon is in the show more section below. I welcome constructive criticism. I just kind of did it today. It was, or yesterday, I should say. So I've kind of, you know, trying to get my head around all this technical stuff, and you know, it is what it is anyway. So I would really appreciate it if you check out my Patreon page. So without further ado, let's go to the astrological happenings and transits this week. Now we have on the 1st, we have a full moon in Virgo. Now Virgo is the opposite sign of Pisces, and Pisces is dreamy, watery, go with the flow, spiritual, yeah, whatever, you know. And Virgo is practical. It's an earth sign. It's, you know, a perfectionist, analytical, you know, has to get things right. Now, this is happening, I normally don't mention the degrees, but this is happening at 11 degrees and 22 minutes. 2 power numbers. So that's kind of exciting. So it means it's a very powerful full moon. We're going to feel kind of emotional and possibly self-critical or criticizing others. We need to be aware of this. We need to be aware of our internal dialogue. We need to be aware of how we need to be kind. So we've got to put kindness and compassion in front this week. And it's really important to keep our focus on what we have accomplished as opposed to what we haven't, and how we've done our best. And if we are going to criticize, we need to do it in constructive criticism. Like I take constructive criticism, I welcome it. I can have growth through constructive criticism. I don't take that personal, but when it's unkind, and of course, that hurts my feelings if it's unkind. So I'm very fortunate that I get lovely comments. Occasionally, I'll get one or two that are unkind, and I just send them off with love. Because what you put out, you know, you get back sometimes. So I have to be mindful to be constructively critical about myself, because we can also, when we're constructively critical with ourselves, it's kind of personal growth, isn't it? It's looking at where we need to improve. That's constructive criticism, but it's not, you know, like you're no good and you can't do this and why do you bother, and you know, you're useless, and you know, those kind of thoughts are not helpful. So we have to really be aware of our internal dialogue and how we're treating others. We all want to be treated with kindness and compassion, don't we? So that's what we need to do. We need to do with others. Now, at the time of this full moon, around the time of this full moon, we also have Mercury in a positive aspect to Jupiter, which means, you know, Mercury is about the intellect, Jupiter is about expansion. So it means, you know, brilliant ideas, innovative, creative ideas. And I always feel that we get that when we go inside and we meditate. So that's a brilliant, wonderful opportunity to meditate and get these wonderful, incredible, creative ideas and how to move forward with our lives. Now, we have, of course, we have the sun in Pisces. and right next to Neptune. And the sun is about identity. Neptune is about spirituality, angels, guides. It's a wonderful time to connect with your spirit guides and angels and really connect spiritually, and really identify what your belief system is. This is a wonderful time to explore that. Incredible creative meditative meditations are possible at this time. Now, Mercury and Venus are conjunct with Jupiter in Scorpio, right? Mercury and Venus in Pisces are conjunct with Jupiter in Scorpio. So we've got Jupiter in play a lot. This is expansion. So it's very, very important to keep our thoughts and positive and optimistic, and because we can go down the spiral in the other way, right? Whatever we focus on expands at this time. So it's really, really important to really look at how we're thinking and what we're projecting out into the world. It's a wonderful time. That aspect creates this wonderful kind of spiritual conversations. It's about being receptive. It's feminine energy. It's receptivity and it's healing, deeply healing. So when we can have these philosophical, incredible spiritual conversations, and it's a very healing energy that's coming in. It's about having trust and faith in divine timing. It's about being patient, because we could have this tendency to be a little irritated next week. If we are aware of that, we can sit back, take a breath, and just, you don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know what feelings they're processing and so it's about being patient, it's about being kind, and it's about stepping back and being in Pisces energy. Okay, let's go with the flow. You don't have to beat the horn. You don't have to, shout at someone. You don't have to, put yourself in that anger. Now, Venus and Mercury connect with Chiron, right? And Chiron's the healing wound, the wounded healer, the healing wounded, the wounded healer. This is a perfect time for healing and personal growth, and it's a positive healing energy. So this week, I think, is a wonderful week when we're aware of the shadow side of things, so that we can keep it on the positive. We can, connect with other people and, have these wonderful conversations. We can meditate. We can work on it, healing our soul, healing our psyche, expansion, growth. Personal growth. This is a perfect week for personal growth. March has the energy of the number 5. Freedom, expansion, change, doing things differently, not wanting to be tied down, keep moving forward, keep it on the move, restlessness, right? So it's interesting that we have all these planetary aspects, this astrological change that's going on. So it really kind of goes with March, right? Okay, let's go to your cards, shall we? Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for February the 26th through March the 4th. And the first card that comes up for you is the Ace of Cups. Look, my cup floweth over. This is a beautiful, emotional, lovely, incredible connection with someone. Now, this can be a new connection, like a new friendship, but I have a feeling this is much deeper. This could be your relationship that you're already in, getting it to a deeper, more meaningful level, really feeling fulfilled, and almost like a new wave of emotion with your partner that you feel, or someone new for some of you. Some of you have met someone new that feels really good, and this looks pretty interesting because clarifying it is the Ace of Summer, which is exactly the same card in a different deck. These are the Fairies by Doreen Virtue. And I think Radley Valentine, I'm not sure. But so this is a double indemnity. This is definitely... Look, this could also be meeting someone, you know, this could be someone at work or a friend, really getting to a deeper, meaningful relationship with someone. But I am feeling that love is coming in for some of you guys, definitely. The next card we have is the Queen of Pentacles, and she is an incredible businesswoman. She works very hard, and this is saying, look, when you work hard, and this is also creative energy. She's very creative, and she loves luxury, darling. Look, she loves luxury. She's loyal. She's a brilliant businesswoman. She's a wonderful wife and mother. This is definitely about hard work and determination pays off. That's what I'm getting with that. Now, clarifying that, you got two cards, right? The Prince of Autumn. And the Prince of Autumn is about, he's like the knight, right? So he's about movement, but the Prince of Autumn, he's about, this is like, look at the details and survey the terrain, move forward strategically and methodically. It's about looking at the details in a situation and not rushing into anything, just being, you know, going forward, but be thoughtful. It's thoughtful actions. And that doesn't surprise me, because right now you've got the ego with that, and that is too much emphasis on material things. So this week we could have a tendency to overspend. So if you're aware of that, rein that in, because you've definitely got that. You've got the ego. This is like, you know, addiction to the material realm, over shopping, overspending. Rein it in. Bring it back. Be grounded. We really need to be grounded. There's so much like Neptune and Pisces, and we're dreamy, and, you know, yes, go with the flow. Sure, I'll buy that. Why not? Oh, I've always wanted that. Let me buy it. It's not. This is about really paying attention to your finances, and don't overspend. Because we do have, you know, Venus next to Jupiter, which is expansion, and Venus is about finances too. And so we have to be extremely careful. Now, we have this situation, you're moving on from something. Things are starting to look up in a situation that's been kind of difficult. I feel that you're moving on. This could be, if you're self-employed, you're moving on from a client. If you've got a job, it could be you're moving on from a job. If you're in a relationship that no longer works for you, it could be moving on. Whatever it is, it's like, you know that you can't stay in it, whatever it is, this situation, and you have to move on. This could be also moving on from your old paradigms. You know, it's about moving on healthier. It's about moving in a different direction. But wherever you're going, it's better. It's better than where you're at. This is about change, definitely. And look, this could be actually travel. I mean, it could be a literal travel, going over water. It could be, I never kind of interpret the literal meaning of these cards. It doesn't come to me, but this is the dreamer. This is a new adventure. I feel that you are moving on from, I think some of you, from work. I feel that you are getting in this boat and you're going. You can't be, I think it's either a career, your job, or maybe a client that's a little too demanding. This is a situation that you've not been completely happy in, and this is definitely, this is saying you're ready to move on, and this is saying it's going to be an adventure. This is about, you see, you can have a choice when you're in this situation, right? Because it's kind of scary, and it's kind of fear is kind of making you move on and make these, you've been forced kind of, you feel like your hand's been kind of forced in this situation to move forward. But it's all, this is definitely going to be for the better. And this is, you know, you could be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Or you can be like, oh wow, this is an adventure. Life is a perception, guys. So it's about perceiving this change as an opportunity and exciting, and it's an adventure. You don't know where it's going to end, and it could be really cool, you know. This is also, look, going back to this is an illusion of being trapped. So this is about, you're feeling that you're trapped and you can't move forward, and this is about moving forward, but move forward thoughtfully, strategically, and methodically. I feel that looking at these cards, that it's definitely a situation that you've put yourself in and you feel trapped, but you're not trapped. You can move forward, and you're seeing your journey is very treacherous, right? And it's fear-based. But come out of the fear. Don't be in fear of moving forward. You deserve better. This is definitely an important action for you to take. Be in action. Go forward, definitely. But you don't have to rush, you know. Take your time and look at all the, you know, look at the detail. Look at the details. It's important to look at the details and move forward. Anyway, but it's going to be exciting. It's a new adventure for you, Scorpio. So it looks good to me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. To inquire about or purchase any of Mary's services, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.